Hey, my name's Jeremy Vest and I'm the Senior Evangelist here. I wanted to personally thank you for being a vidIQ user. We know how tough it is to be a video creator, and we're here to help you on your journey. In today's webinar, I'm going to show you our favorite features so you can get more views and grow your channel fast with vidIQ. And then you can ask us any questions you'd like.
vidIQ.
vidIQ.
vidIQ.com.
So after you install vidIQ, one of the first things you're going to see is the scorecard. One of my favorite parts of vidIQ. The overview section shows the vidIQ score. This is based on the popularity of your video compared to other videos. The next section is views per hour, or VPH. This is what vidIQ calls velocity. Then you can see your views, how many subscribers this video drove, what percentage of your subscribers watched this video, the average view time, and the total duration of the video. You can also see the top devices your viewers watched this video on, and the top countries your viewers came from. This next section is social. It shows things like engagement rates and where your engagements came from. You can see your like to dislike ratios, how many comments this video has, and how many Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook followers you have. Alright, the next section is SEO. There are 5 types of actions you can take to improve your video SEO. The first is tag count. This shows how many tags you're using. Tag volume shows how many tags you're ranking for. And then we show you how many keywords are in the title, how many keywords are in the description, and then your score for having the keywords in the tag, title, and description, or what we like to call tripled keywords. The performance section is based on how your videos are doing in the real world, based on the tags you're ranking for. Ranking for high volume tags is the gold standard, and it's really difficult to do. I love this next section as well. It's the video optimization checklist. So after you've uploaded a video, you can come here and see what you've missed. You can see if your tags, titles, or descriptions are too short or long. You can see if you've missed adding a card or an end screen or closed captions. So use this as your checklist to make sure you have everything covered. The controversial keywords section is just for our paid customers, but essentially what it does is it shows you keywords that could be potentially demonetized in your tags, titles, or descriptions. In the channel section, we show you the total amount of views for the channel, the average daily views, what country the channel is from, how many views in the last 30 days, how many total subscribers, how many average daily subscribers, subscribers for the last 30 days, and the YouTube rankings. Video tags are really useful because it shows you what tags were used for that video and how they rank on YouTube. You can see video tags for any video on YouTube. Channel tags just show you what tags are used in the channel section. All right, next we're going to talk about the channel audit. The first 3 numbers show views, subscribers gained, and watch time month over month. You can scroll over each section and see the details. And for me personally, I always want to know I'm going up and to the right every month. This next section shows the content to double down on. So essentially, this is your best content based on views per hour, total watch time, subscribers gained, engagement rate, and top search terms. So this is the content we recommend you focusing on and doing more of. In the next section, we actually show you what you're doing right and wrong so you can go improve those things right now. So for example, the titles, descriptions, and tags, if they were too short or too long, they would show up red, and you could go click and fix those. So for example, I have 2 videos without cards. I can click on these and I can see exactly which videos don't have cards, and I can go fix them. And I can do the same thing for end screens and playlists. So the channel audit is really powerful. It shows you what content's working best and why, and it shows you what you can fix. So if you want to check out how you're doing compared to your competitors, you can add up to 3 competitors with a free version and a lot more for our paid customers. You can see how your competitors are doing in the past 48 hours, this week, this month, or all time. Another cool feature is you can see the top keywords your competitors are using. Now up here, you'll see our real-time stats bar. In order to be monetized by YouTube, you now need 4,000 hours watched and 1,000 subscribers. This tool shows you where you are in that process, and it also has some great insights to see how many views you've had in the last 48 hours, 7 days, how many minutes you've had watched in the last 7 days, and how many total subscribers. So when you're uploading or editing a video, you can start typing in tags. And you'll see that vidIQ actually recommends tags as you're typing. And if you want more results, you'll have to update to a paid plan. And below, you'll see some recommendations as well. When I type something on YouTube, our search panel actually shows you the monthly searches for that term, the highest views, average subscribers, and it shows you our keyword score based on search volume and competition. It also shows you related search terms, which is really important in understanding the entire search ecosphere of what you're looking to rank for. We also show you the top search keywords. Paid plans get a lot more recommendations. Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. Actually, let us know, where are you in the world? We'd love to know. If you have any questions about vidIQ, this is your time. You're here to learn from us. My name's Jeremy Vesta, Senior Evangelist here, so thank you so much for joining us today, the day before Thanksgiving here in America. So thank you very, very much for coming. I would love to audit your channel today. Feel free to just tell me, yes, I'd like my channel audited, and I'll be able to grab that link and audit your channel. I would love to answer any questions you guys have. I see the chat is already kind of exploding with a lot of questions. Rob Wilson, the one, only and famous Rob Wilson, is answering the questions as fast as he can, and I'll do the same. So I'm going to share my screen here, and we are going to get started. Let me look at some of these questions first. All right, top flight empire. We would like an audit. All right, I'm going to go ahead and drag your channel over here. All right, the first thing I see, I really love the banner. I like the art. You obviously have a flair for design. It looks really cool. The lighting and everything and the texture of Top Flight Empire looks really cool. The problem I have with your banner is I don't actually know what you do. So within 2 or 3 seconds, people should understand the what your channel is about and why that matters. It's very critical, very, very critical that people actually know these two things. So I would definitely try to basically be like, whatever it is, whether it's music videos or whatever it is, I would really just explain it very quickly. Okay, moving down, your thumbnails. It looks like shorts. That's what I'm guessing. Short videos, short movies, things like that. All right. So just looking at your thumbnails here, I would actually recommend looking at some of the best, channels out there and really just understanding why their thumbnails are really good. I'm going to break it down really quickly. The first is consistency. Like, your thumbnail should look like your channel. So whether right now I could look at like this thumbnail or the one with the Lamborghini here, or the one with the money, and every single thumbnail looks like a completely different channel. So there's really no rhyme or reason as far as a brand is concerned with your thumbnails. So the number one source of organic for most channels is suggested on the right hand side. So it's your thumbnail and a little bit of your title. So if you don't have like consistency and people can pick out your thumbnails on your channel compared to someone else's, then it's going to be hard to stay loyal to you if most people are watching the next video from the right hand side rail. So I would highly recommend finding a way, whether it's the background color or a quick logo or something, I would find a way to have that consistency. I would also make all of the shots of people with faces just a lot bigger. Eyes are the window to the soul, so you definitely want eyes really big. The 3 E's, emotion, expression, and eyes. So add a lot more to that. Another thing I would say is I would just pump up the saturation of the colors 30 or 40%, and I would over sharpen it so that when your thumbnail is really tiny, it just pops harder than your competitors. The next thing I want to look at here is I want to talk to you about your titles. The thing is, your first section of your title is Top Flight Empire. The problem is people aren't searching for this term. So your name of your channel is Top Flight Empire, so it doesn't really make a lot of sense to add that to your title. Instead, I would actually find a way to use other, basically other stuff. If you really want Top Flight Empire in the title, I'd put it at the very end because you're going to rank for that because this is your channel. So one of the things I would inspire you to do is I would actually add what type of music in your title, like R&B, hip hop, rap, things like that, 2018, 2019. Let's just type in something like rap songs 2018. So what I'm going to do, what's really cool, one of my favorite features of vidIQ is I'm going to just type in something like rap songs 2018. And then over here, it's going to show me there's 15 million plus searches a month. And then it's going to show me that the related queries are new rap songs 2018, hip hop 2018. So then with Boost, the paid version of vidIQ, I can actually drill down a lot deeper. And I can actually see all of the related terms that people are searching for, like new rap 2018 or something like that. So I can see the monthly search volume. So what I would recommend is I would just really figure out this keyword universe of what people are searching for when they're listening to rap music. And then I would use those keywords in the beginning of my titles. Another thing I would do is I would actually take that concept and make a series of videos like new rap videos 2018 and make a series of like 12 or 14 or 20 videos next year using that phrase, that one phrase. And the idea here is when you publish a new video for the first 7 to 72 hours, you have this honeymoon phase where YouTube is going to basically preference you a little higher than everyone else so that your video has time. YouTube calls velocity, we call VPH, views per hour. Your video has time to see if it'll rise to the top or not. So using this time to try to get people to rank videos is really smart, and having a series of videos on the same subjects allow you to more often show up for that term. So you're going to be ranking higher for that term, week after week, and long term, you eventually may actually rank for that term because you're just constantly ranking for it in small bites and, in small doses of 7 to 72 hours. So those are my suggestions. Hopefully you got something out of that. And we're going to go to the next audit here. Yeah, so if it's a hip hop group, should I add that to the title? Yes, definitely. All right, just going to other questions here. Can I have a channel audit? Yes, you can. All right. So the first thing I would say on your banner is definitely recommend putting your face up there, putting what you do, and why you do it. I see you have your gluten-free guide to a healthy and beautiful life, but you don't have any gluten-free, you don't have like, food or something in the picture to tie you with what you're talking about. So that'd be my first suggestion, is to redo the banner. The second thing I would recommend on your thumbnails is the yellow is really hard to read, and I would not use as many words on your thumbnails. So tales from the kitchen floor. I may just literally put the word kitchen floor and then maybe have like a box or something underneath the word kitchen floor, or use a different color font so that it really stands out. You need a lot of high contrast with typography and fonts on YouTube, and you use as big a font as you pretty much can. Because when it's this small, I'm 42 years old, so I am kind of old, but it's really, really difficult to see most of your text here. So I can barely read it. The next thing I would do is I would zoom into your faces, 30, 40, 50% fat, more, for sure. This Try It Tuesday false lashes is a good size face. I would keep it that, definitely keep it that big. And then try to find elements, whether it's a shape or a color or a logo or a background color. Try to find a way to where I know it's your thumbnail versus anyone else's. Another thing I would say is you're just all over the place. You're doing DIY around your house. You're doing makeup tutorials. You're cooking. You're just all over the place. The way that basically, unless you're a vlog, if you're a vlog, it's all about your personality. It's really not about what you're doing. You could go to the zoo, you could bake a cake. It really doesn't matter. But if you're a channel that people are going to for advice, I would highly recommend basically talking about one main thing. So if you're going to be doing beauty tips, I'll just talk about that. If you're going to be doing DIY in your home, I would just be talking about that. So without that, the way the algorithm works is there's something called the candidate recommendation engine. And essentially, YouTube has to match potential viewers from their past watch history and what your channel is about. If your channel is about baking and makeup and home improvement, then YouTube's going to have a hard time classifying what your channel is about. And there are almost 500 hours uploaded to YouTube every minute. So being an underwater basket weaver in 2018 is pretty important. Like you want to focus down to one main topic, and then you want to teach or entertain on that topic differently than everyone else. The reason people will stay and watch you and subscribe to your channel is because they found value in you. Sure, they found value in what you taught or how you entertain people, but it's more about you and building up your brand. That's the big, big difference between traditional media and social media, new media. It is really about the person on camera. So let's up that banner game, the thumbnail game, and then find a focus. Without focus, it's just going to be really difficult for you to do any better than you're doing today. All right, we're going to move on. How important is it to use channel art optimization for different screen sizes? Well, I would say that for the most part, you want all of your stuff right around here, near the center, so that when you're on a television or you're on a mobile device, it's going to definitely expand and contract. You can download, just Google, YouTube banner template, and you can get a size chart. But yes, it's really, really critical for you to place your images and your face in the right place so that it works on televisions, it works on mobile, and it works on desktop. All right. And do we have any more channel audits or any more questions? We are all about being here for you so you can have a better, more awesome YouTube channel. Let us know in the comments if there's anything we can do for you today. Are there any questions or concerns about you using vidIQ? All right, Lewis, I'm going to audit your channel real quick. You're about to hit 1,000 subscribers. Congratulations. That's really cool. Doesn't look like you put up well, yeah, you have put up quite a few images. Just the first thing I see a couple of things. The first thing I see is you've reused the same thumbnail a lot. I wouldn't do that. The second thing is I would not put that much text on a thumbnail ever. I would just have 1 or 2 words because I can't even read most. Not that I can speak the language, but even if I could, I couldn't read it because it's too small. So use just 1, 2, 3 words. Like, don't use a lot of words. Make them big, fat fonts so people can see them easily. And then your photography like this of the guy running and the deers eating, that's gorgeous. One suggestion I have for you is to go study how Peter McKinnon does his thumbnails. In my opinion, he has some of the best thumbnails on YouTube. His name's Peter McKinnon, and he just has striking photography. That's basically all his thumbnails are. They have a similar color pattern, so and typically he's in the thumbnail. So most of the time I can tell it's his thumbnails. So there is a consistency there. And then they're just creative. You want to click on them. They invite the click. They invite a reason to click on the video and watch the video. So one thing a lot of people don't realize is a thumbnail is all about an invitation. It's an invitation for you to learn or be entertained. It's an invitation for you to come, join that creator on a journey. And it's really, 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 really difficult to do if you don't have consistency, if you don't use big fonts, if you don't, show your face really, really large. And you've done a good job with that. You've done a good job showing your face being large. So a lot of these thumbnails are very, very good. But if you followed this with consistency, a couple of words on your topography, I think you would do a lot better. And then up here in the banner, obviously the picture is beautiful. You can see, the sunset or sunrise happening. The only thing I would say is I would just say a statement of what the channel is about and why it matters. Like natural photography, up your game. Something like that, the what and why. So on my personal channel, I help people learn thumbnail science. So, master thumbnails, win the click. So the what is have better thumbnails, and the why is so you can get more views on your channel. So I'm not exactly sure teaching on board or desktop, teaching mobile or desktop. I'm not exactly sure what that means. All right, happy and away. So I can see some of your actual banner. What I would do is I would make this black bar just like a little above the happy and the and, just make it way, way smaller. And then I would even take that black bar and make it like 60 or 70% opaque so that you can see through the banner of whatever that image is. We just can't see it. Make sure you are actually on the banner. And the happy in a way, live freely, live happy, just doesn't have to be that big. It can be a lot smaller. All right, so I'm guessing you're like a travel vlog or something like that. So I'm just going to take a minute to figure out what you do. Okay, so a couple of thoughts and suggestions and ideas I have for you. One is about thumbnails. Thumbnails are just really important. In my opinion, that thumbnails are the third most important part of being a YouTube creator. The first is the actual content, making content people want to consume and watch. The second is the title, so that you can match that passion with search intent of what people are actually searching for. And then the third most important thing is the clickability of your thumbnail to invite people, to come join you on your journeys. So I really love this first thumbnail where you see the sunrise or sunset here and you see Hong Kong airport. That's a great thumbnail. I really like it. This orange box up here, I can't really read happy in a way. I can't really read what it says. So I don't think it has a lot of visual value because I just don't really know what it says. So I'm not 100% sure these orange boxes are helping very much. They may help in the fact that you can tell it's your thumbnail from a consistency perspective. So they're not bad, but it's just really difficult to see visually, what the branding is. Another thing I would say in general, I wouldn't have more than 2 or 3 words on any of your thumbnails. I like for example, arrival at Hong Kong airport. Arrival at does not help tell the story or help get the click at all. It would just be like Hong Kong airport. And then on the second one there, it's like Cathay Pacific / Boeing 777. All of that stuff doesn't matter because people can see it's the airplane. Another thing I would do is I would actually zoom in, like if you're just showing the physical airplanes themselves, I would zoom in a lot more on the actual airplanes and just make them bigger. One of my favorite ones is the ship because I can just see the ship and I just, it just makes a lot of sense. I love these with the ocean there. It's really, really good. When possible, oversaturate and over-sharpen your images so they just pop even harder. What happens when you have a big image and you scale it down to like postage stamp size, basically, is what we're doing with these thumbnails, is it just loses, it gets muddy. It loses a little bit of clarity and it loses a little bit of color. So by pumping those colors up and by sharpening the heck out of that image, it's just going to stay crisp like it really should be. All right. And then the other thing you have decent titles. The problem is these aren't the words people are using to search. So I'm a big believer of matching your search intent with your passion. Your passion is traveling and documenting your traveling. That's awesome. But people aren't necessarily searching for the words you're using. So I would use the vidIQ tool, start typing up here, and really understand what words people are using and then use those in the titles. So I'm going to start with travel and then Thailand. So then you see in the auto-populate section, I already start seeing cheap, on a budget, documentary. So what if I made a series of 20 videos on traveling in Thailand on a budget? And, you know, I talked about 20 different things, whether it's snorkeling or getting your plane or your hotel room or being safe, or saving money. I suggest to you, instead of doing the videos you do right now, I would suggest actually making something like this that are answering the questions people are asking about a specific destination. So if you did, for example, a series of 20 videos on traveling Thailand on a budget, I think you would possibly tenfold your views and your subscribers, and people could really relate to you. And that's what they're searching for, so you have more probability of being found. Hopefully that helped. How important is the face in a channel? It depends on what you do. I mean, honestly, there are a lot of channels with million+ subscribers that aren't on camera because they're teaching something, or it's you know, something to do with kids, or how to make, you know, some type of weird art project. There are tons of channels that have done very well without a face. However, if you're in a competitive field and most of the big channels in your competitive field have a personality and a face, then it's going to be unlikely for you to succeed without one. Without a face, it's going to be hard to succeed, and you can quote that. Is there still space in YouTube to be successful? You know what? That's a great question. And in the last couple of years, I've helped over 30 YouTubers get over 100,000 subscribers. And not bragging, but the reality and the truth is, it is very possible. But you have to do it a little differently than you did before. And if you look at a lot of successful YouTubers, most of them I know, their most popular, most viewed videos happened 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. So there's more, you know, it's a lot more crowded now. It's a heck of a lot harder than it used to be. But if you have a good channel focus, if you are answering questions that people want to hear, and you're doing it at a capacity that people love your personality and, you know, find value in you as a human, then yes, but you have to be uniquely you. You have to find a way to do it that's different. You have to find a way to do it that's answering questions or entertaining or educating people in a different light. You know, if you're just another gamer doing Let's Plays, you're probably not going to be successful. That's the odds. But if you're talking about gaming retrospectives and the history of games, or finding some weird angle to intrigue and entice and invoke people to continue watching your content week after week, then you're probably going to be successful. So I would say yes, but you probably have to be more consistent, more creative, and have deeper focuses than you ever have had it to do before in the history of YouTube. All right, grabbing some more. I watched your video the other day about saying YouTube had another backlog. Yep. Top Flight Empire, we are not currently for hire to help, but feel free to email support and we'll see what we can do for you. And we got one more channel audit here, so let's go ahead and do that one. Terry Runyan, something like that. Sorry if I butchered your name. Congratulations on crossing 1,000 subscribers. That's awesome. So far, I really like what I see. I love this banner. This is the banner of the day so far. The reason for that, it's cute, it's playful, it's fun. It's clearly what she does. She clearly does painting and watercolors and things like that. So I can, without her saying I paint and do watercolors, you know, from the what and why branding message, I can, if there was just a paintbrush in her hand, you know, painting one of these characters, she wouldn't actually have to say these things in words necessarily. So very, very well done on the banner. Love the thumbnails, and the consistency here on the thumbnails are you, and you have a good size face with, you know, we can see the whites of your eyes. So I think your thumbnails are very, very good. What I would change, or what I would experiment with, is having a brighter background color so that you pop harder than your competitors. And having different expressions on your face. So having like surprised looks and curious looks and, you know, weird looks and just, you know, giving people more of a reason and curiosity to click. So a couple of things on your titles. You tend to go too generic. And what I mean by like how to paint cats is decent, but how to create with ease or how to find your style is not. So create what, right? So how to draw with watercolor with ease, how to, you know, how to draw and be comfortable. So you're just being a little too generic on a lot of your titles. What I would do is something like how to paint cats. I'm going to type in how to paint cats. So I would add in watercolor, in acrylic, and oils, on rocks. That's weird. How to paint cat on rocks is like a thing. So I would start by looking at the auto-populate feature on YouTube and then end with figuring out all of the other searches in this keyword universe and really understand and go create videos around what people are searching for, matching your passion of painting and the search intent of what people are searching for. By the way, I don't know if anyone saw this. I actually saw this. Someone literally just like stuck a cat in foam and got 1 million views because there's like how to paint a cat, and you just stick a cat in the foam and you just brush it. So there could be 80% of the time you should just be making, you know, putting bricks in the wall. You're a bricklayer, and you're just, each video you're just adding to your subscriber count and your views, and you're just making these how to paint a cat in watercolor type videos. But 10 or 20% of the time, you may actually want to experiment with something silly like this, giving yourself a reason to go shareable, to go viral. How to add specifically and not length to your title. Well, you know, you can go up to about 60 characters. So that's a lot of characters. And I would just say the way you do it specifically is you figure out what people are searching for, and then you add your flair to it. So how to paint a cat with watercolors is very specific and actually very short. All right. Well, you guys have a great day. Thank you for being here. If you guys have any last minute questions, I'll be on the chat for a few more minutes. And hopefully this helped. If you do have any questions for vidIQ, definitely go to support@vidIQ.com. We are here to serve you, and enjoy the rest of your video making day.